Thank you for joining us for the news at noon. It's good to be with you. I'm Symone Woolridge. Major developments in the sports world this afternoon. The Packers fired defensive coordinator Joe Barry. We'll get to that news in just a moment. But first, the latest on the man right here next to me, the Milwaukee Bucks. From departures to arrivals, sources say the Bucks have hired Doc Rivers as the team's new head coach. So this comes after the firing of Adrian Griffin yesterday. Our Lance Allen is here to guide us through this big transition on the Bucks bench. Lance, a crazy last 24 hours.
Unbelievable. Sports really matters today, Symone. As soon as the Bucks fired Adrian Griffin yesterday, reports surfaced that Doc Rivers topped their wish list, and now an NBA source tells me he's agreed in principle to become the new Bucks head coach. Rivers had been broadcasting games at ESPN this year. After 3 seasons coaching the 76ers, over 24 seasons of coaching, he ranks 9th in all-time NBA wins, won a title while coaching the Celtics in 2007-2008 with Ray Allen, among others. Known more for his ability to manage relationships among stars than his X's and O's, the Bucks are counting on an experienced voice to guide the all-in Bucks to reaching their potential. It won't hurt either that his Marquette jersey is in the Fiserv rafters, and he can point to that to his current team. Former Marquette star Tony Smith and basketball analyst Brian Butch seem to think the Bucks-Rivers reunion could work.
I love Doc. I know Doc personally, so it would be great to see him come back to Milwaukee and coach the Bucks and give himself a chance to win another championship as a head coach. He's a guy that can come in right away, command the locker room, get the respect of the guys, get the buy-in, and I think that's what they weren't seeing.
I do think it would be a good fit because it's relationship based, and I think Doc, it would be very interesting to see what he does with that assistant coach staff and who he might bring in and what he might do and how he might go about it. But yeah, I would be fine with Doc, a guy that can come in and just calm everything down right now.
Rivers, of course, has deep ties to the area. After growing up in Chicago, he starred at Marquette in the early 1980s, hit a big game-winning shot at the old Mecca Arena, I love calling it the Mecca, to beat Notre Dame in 1981, so he is always in lore for MU. So what do Bucks fans think of bringing Doc Rivers aboard? Ashley Washburn is at Deer District right outside of Fiserv Forum to check the pulse of the people. Ashley, what are they saying?
Well, the pulse is beaten, Lance. I can tell you that. I wish we would have gotten this live, but a couple of minutes ago, we literally just saw a Bucks fan come out and audibly cheer at us because he's so excited about this reported hire. But, you know, the Deer District is pretty quiet right now, but I can promise you in about 5 hours or so, this place is going to be bustling with hundreds, if not thousands of fans getting ready for tonight's game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And it's just going to be a different vibe. I mean, they just found out 24 hours ago that Adrian Griffin was fired midway through the season, despite this Bucks team being second in Eastern Conference, playing only 13 losses on the season. But again, waking up to news this morning, hearing that a guy like Doc Rivers, a veteran name, a guy that has won NBA championships, is going to potentially take over or reportedly take over this team later. So here's what some fans had to say earlier today.
I believe Doc Rivers has, he's been around the league. He's a veteran, and he has taken mediocre teams and put them up in the top echelon. He's an outstanding coach, in my opinion.
I think it's a sweet move. Yeah, I think this could be what they need and get them above the top and get, they got all the good players. They just got to get the right coach.
And we asked one of those guys earlier today just what the name Doc Rivers means to you, and he said NBA titles and multiple ones at that. So I guess we'll see if he answers that question on how you can take the Milwaukee Bucks back to the promised land, and hopefully we'll hear from more fans as this place gets a little bit more packed. But live at the Deer District for now, Ashley Washburn, TMJ4 Sports.
Doc means Dr. J to me because he had one of those Dr. J shirts on at a basketball camp. So yeah, great stuff, Ashley. Great reaction there. And don't go thinking the Bucks are the only ones making coaching moves. And in the news cycle, Matt LaFleur announced today that defensive coordinator Joe Barry won't be back. Barry ran the Packers defense the past 3 seasons, and he was a lightning rod among fans for most of that time. Now Adam Schefter of ESPN is reporting that Barry could remain on the Packers coaching staff in some capacity, just not as head of the defense, as D coordinator. The Packers were 17th in total defense and top 10 in fewest points allowed this season. But the year was so turbulent and up and down that a late push of better play by the defense couldn't save him. The Packers D played well against San Fran, but gave up the game-winning TD in crunch time, which tended to be kind of a sign, and you see it there in the Falcons game as well. So that's what happened with him. Some of the names out there: Brandon Staley, Mike Zimmer, Wink Martindale, Ron Rivera, Leslie Frazier, and Mike Caldwell could all be in the mix. And in Brewers news, reports are saying that Milwaukee and Rhys Hoskins have agreed to a 2-year contract worth $34 million. That's according to MLB.com's Mark Frysand. That would be the highest average annual value for a free agent in Brewers history. Hoskins missed all of last season with a torn ACL, but should be ready for spring training. Brewers have not confirmed the deal as of yet, but he looks good in a Brewers uniform at first base, and then maybe they'll go with Tyler Black or somebody else at third base, getting that free agent signing. So there you go. Brewers had to get their name in the mix as well.
I was going to say, I think we have
Wisconsin. Anybody else want to jump in on this?
Baseball, football, basketball. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so good for Rhys getting his money, right?
Yeah.
If that's confirmed. Also, Joe Barry, didn't we hear Matt LaFleur say at some point during the season, like, I'm going to stick by him at some point? So I think some people are still
a lot of people, a lot of
shocked.
Coaches say they got to stay the course. You know what I mean? Like, you got to say the right thing at the right time, and things could have maybe gone a different direction. But yeah, it was clear to see a change needed to be made.
And Doc Rivers coming back to Milwaukee.
How about that? That's a good thing, too. And then Rhys Hoskins, we didn't even mention that, Symone, that I think with that short right center field porch, he could have a lot of home runs this summer. So, yeah, a lot of positive things to talk about.
And spring training coming up as well.
Not that far away, 1 month.
All right, thank you. I like the beard, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
For you. All right, well, speaking of the Bucks, they're going to have a night tonight. They're going to have a lot to discuss. They are taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight at Fiserv Forum at 7 o'clock. So it's unlikely that Doc will be at tonight's game. But hey, if you do plan to go to the game tonight, the first 10,000 fans will receive a Dame Time watch. And I saw it. It looks pretty cool. Okay, it is 12:07 right now. Let's also get you started with some weather. Why don't we? It's pretty foggy out there right now, Tyler.
Yeah, it's still foggy. Actually, it feels like it's gotten more foggy since this morning. We have that dense fog advisory now expire, but you can see from the shot from Milwaukee right now, a lot of low-hanging clouds near the surface and also some light rain out there at the moment. So as we bring up the radar here, you're going to see a lot of light green popping up, and these are some of the areas of drizzle, some light rain showers making their way on through. Temperatures right now, upper 30s, close to 40 degrees, so it is all liquid down at the surface, which is melting more of that snowpack as well. Definitely a pretty nasty day. Something you just want to look at the cameras, but really not go out in that this afternoon. But here's some of that patchy fog still holding on. Visibility down near zero from Racine down towards Burlington. Waukesha visibility less than a quarter of a mile. So even though our dense fog advisory has come to an end, you're still just want to take it easy out there for the afternoon hours. We're going to see more of this fog tonight and then more rain chances as we head towards tomorrow. I'll let you know when we'll finally see the rain and dreary weather come to an end coming up.
All right, thank you, Tyler. It is 12:08, and the TMJ4 Community Baby Shower is in full swing right now. Look at our Susan Kim right there holding those baby clothes. These are all for the donations for the babies in need. This is a live look from Waterstone Bank in West Allis coming up around 12:15. Our Susan Kim, who you see right there, will join us live to talk about the importance of all of your donations. You definitely want to stay tuned for that. We'll see you shortly, Susan. Well, from West Allis back to Milwaukee right now. Milwaukee's Department of Public Works is addressing concerns over snow removal at the Public Works Committee meeting. This is a live look of their conversation happening right now. Alderman Lamont Westmoreland asked DPW representatives to speak after receiving complaints over the snow removal from his constituents. We will be following this story throughout the day, and we'll have much more on TMJ4 in our later newscast. Former President Donald Trump is the winner in New Hampshire. There were so many voters who came out that some polling places even had to request more ballots. ABC News also projected that Joe Biden will win the Democratic primary. And speaking of the president, he will visit Superior, Wisconsin tomorrow. He's expected to talk about the economy and his infrastructure plans. Vice President Kamala Harris was in Waukesha County earlier this week. Well, from the race for the White House to Madison now, abortion access, child care, mental health, and worker shortages were a few of the key topics of Governor Tony Evers' State of the State address. During his 6th State of the State address, Governor Evers touted what he calls his administration's bipartisan success in leading the state of Wisconsin over the last year. He also addressed reproductive rights for women and legislative maps.
So I want to speak directly to women in Wisconsin tonight. I will veto any bill that takes away your reproductive freedom or makes reproductive health care any less acceptable than it is today, period. And yes, I'll continue to veto any effort by politicians to abuse their power to interfere with our elections, just as I always have.
And when it comes to the topic of new maps, a vote could come as soon as today. State Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu delivered the Republicans' party response. He called for using the multi-billion-dollar state surplus for tax cuts.
Since he's been reelected, Governor Evers has consistently rebuked the legislature's attempts to cut taxes for the middle class. During budget deliberations, Governor Evers used his veto pen to unilaterally increase taxes on Wisconsinites making $28,000 a year or more. That highlights the core problem with the governor's administration. He consistently says one thing and then does another.
I certainly want to thank Mayor Knight.
State Republicans have introduced a $2 billion tax cut plan, which mirrors a proposal vetoed by the governor in November. It is 12:11 right now on your Wednesday afternoon, and up next on TMJ4 News at noon, the TMJ4 Community Baby Shower is in full swing right now. You can see some of the Waterstone Bank employees right there getting everything together. Our Susan Kim is live from Waterstone Bank in West Dallas with how you can donate some of those items in need.